Hey everyone, Andrew here from the Media Lunch Break podcast. I just saw the trailer for the new Hellboy movie and... What? The Hellboy I know is cool and collected. This one is jumpy and eccentric. I could go for that if they were trying to do a younger Hellboy, finding his groove while kicking ass, but David Harbour is... How do I put this nicely? He's a little too old for that? David Harbour is an amazing actor. He finally got his big break taking a leap of faith on Netflix's Stranger Things as Jim Hopper, and he's fantastic in that. So when I found out he was cast as Hellboy in the new reboot, I thought,
shut up and take my money!
But this trailer just doesn't deliver. For one, the humor is all wrong. Hellboy is a funny character in a funny comic, but this is not the humor, and I'm fine with changing the overall tone or style of a piece of entertainment, but you've got to do it intentionally, and it has to be done for a purpose. This change from a subtle, stoic, and crotchety humor to a loud, in-your-face, high-energy humor just doesn't seem to serve any purpose greater than, well, Guardians of the Galaxy, Deadpool, and Thor Ragnarok all did it, and they were great movies, derp 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 derp. For example, you can make this movie a slapstick parody by having more physical humor, and making the old Ron Perlman Hellboy the butt of every joke. It might not get you ticket sales, but at least I'd understand it. I mean, that's basically what Deadpool does. Takes shots at previous failing Ryan Reynolds superhero movies. Secondly, the colors are wildly out of style. Seemingly going off the success of the recent colorful MCU movies, this film has a wild neon palette. There are some dark parts, but one of the things that makes Hellboy stand out so loudly in the comics is how much his bright red contrasts the dark world around him. And again, there can be reasons to change this, but it just looks like they're trying to copy successful films. I mean, if you really wanted to brighten it up, just start the movie on Earth, and then 10 minutes in, send him to hell for something, and have the demon world be represented by crazy colors. Just my 2 cents. Also, it looks like we're not getting Abe Sapien in this film, which is a huge bummer. For those of you who don't know, Abe is an amphibian fishman. In the previous movies, he was played by Guillermo del Toro's man-crush, Doug Jones, and voiced by David Hyde Pierce and Doug Jones in Hellboy 1 and 2, respectively. And it looks like he's being left on the bench for this one. I think one problem is giving the director's seat to Neil Marshall. Look, he's a fine director, but as near as I can tell, this will be his first full movie he's ever directed. And in this world of big-budget superhero movies being directed by people like Joss Whedon, Christopher Nolan, and Guillermo del Toro, who directed the last 2 Hellboy films, it's probably a safer choice to get a more experienced director to helm your franchise. I also think signing this movie over to Lionsgate will turn out to be a mistake. Maybe the worst mistake they've made above everything else. I didn't realize until the end of this trailer that this was a Lionsgate movie, but as soon as I saw their logo, I thought, right, that makes sense. Lionsgate is mostly awful. I mean, they got really, really lucky with the Hunger Games movies, and don't get me wrong, they've made some really good films. But these days their technique seems to be more spray and pray, throwing $30 million at as many movies they can and hoping that something will be a big hit. But I don't know. A lot of people disagree with me on this. How do you think the Hellboy reboot will be? Do you see anything positive in the trailer? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Give our podcast, The Media Lunch Break, a listen on Spotify, iTunes, or Google Play Music. We'll definitely be talking about this movie when it comes out. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel to be up to date on all the sweet comic book news. And the bad comic book news. We don't discriminate. This episode was written and recorded by Andrew Dunn and edited by Melinda Filonuk.